Just going to talk about a build in this video. Very small build, but it's a build of mine that I posted on Instagram probably like 4 years ago at this point. A very small build, mind you, and yet it was one of the builds that actually kind of took off on my account. I could not tell you why. And the craziest thing is it's not 100 pieces, not 1,000 pieces. It's like 28, something like that. It is a Voya Matoran build. But the reason that I like it, the reason I think other people liked it too, is because it's very posable. This is the build right here. Now, this is not the exact build that was on Instagram. It was actually a brown build. One of the reasons I designed it was to actually be able to create a fully reddish brown or close enough build, because reddish brown was a color that saw some love in 2006 thanks to the Paraka, but not in the Voya Matoran, right? So the build here is actually really straightforward. Yes, there are some custom pieces on here. Yes, there are some knockoff pieces on here. I'll get to those in a minute. I'm going to remove the mask. I'll talk about that here in a moment, but I got to plug where I can plug, right? That's a resin cast. I like it. That said, though, the actual build is really straightforward, only utilizing a few unique pieces, and is pretty easily customizable, not only being able to change the limbs to whatever limbs you want, but whatever colors. Many of these pieces are available in a lot of colors. So first things first, the hip build. That's it. That's the entire hips right there. It's very, very easy. And the reason that this body is possible is thanks to the Metru Matoran leg. These are not official Lego. These are from a knockoff brand called Enlightened Brick. I've talked about this character on the channel in the past. Maybe I'll do a review of it updated for the future, who knows. Point being, you can find these in black very occasionally on Bricklink, so I definitely suggest checking those out. But even still, they come in dark gray from Lego and neutral color. They also come in dark green from Lego. If you didn't know that, now you know. And they are what make up the body here, specifically just one of them with this more modern Technic connector here. Feels like it could have been a classic connector, but it's got a nice shape to it as well, a nice detail that goes with the detail on the front of that Metru Matoran arm as well. So that is the build for the torso here. What that allows for is the arms to be connected via a socket and a friction pin if you want. You can just throw those on the back socket here and then fold them up. Because there's a little indentation in that double socket, it just pushes directly up against the neck, and that helps to lock that in place, but it allows you to move those shoulders if you want to, so you actually get more posability out of the arms than just these two joints. You get a little bit of extra, and of course, the waist has plenty of added posability too. The Borak eyes can fit in the gaps between those hips as well, so you actually get a lot out of it. And honestly, if you wanted to build this version in black and white, if that's the color scheme you like, it is somewhat possible minus those leg pieces. Maybe I'll dye some in black in the future, I don't know. But suffice to say, I would probably opt for like Von Nebula's mask. It's the same mask that Hydraxon wears, but it's black. It's a great mask. And it would look very good on a character like this. Obviously, when I built it in brown, I used Pohatu Nuva's mask, although there is a knockoff of the Taraga Duma mask, the Kirill, in reddish brown. I don't have my hands on it as of yet, though I think I can get a hold of it in the future, and that'll probably be a review of a separate video as well. So overall, the build for this is fairly straightforward. This is probably the first thing I posted on Instagram that got over like 1,000 likes. I think actually it was a few thousand. And yeah, I was really happy about it, obviously. But overall, the body is very simple. It's very straightforward, very easy to build. Like I said, uses very few parts. I use the Borak limbs on the arms here in black to add a little bit of extra length. Metru limbs are also a good option there. Or if you want something like the Mari Matoran, you can use their arms, the same as the Tuamata. Basically, whatever you want works out quite well for this character. And yeah, that's the entire build. I know, fun video, right? Along with that, as I mentioned, I was going to talk about the mask there. That is one of the masks I created. If you're a fan of the channel, you've probably already seen this like a dozen times already. But it is a diffusion pattern mask that is resin cast, so it is not airbrushed or anything. That is a solid piece, and I love it. It is probably my favorite mask I've ever created. Love it so much. I need to make more of them, honestly. Outside of that, these pieces, as I mentioned, from Enlightened Brick, the set uses 3 of them. If you source them, depending on the set you buy, from the knockoff sets. They're not in production anymore. They're very hard to find, but you'll get anywhere from 2 to 4, depending on which character you buy. And then the swords here, those are actually from a recent knockoff review that I did, which was the Sluban set. I do have another set coming, by the way, in the mail. It was like $1.60, I think, and it's one that I've had a lot of requests for as well. And so I'm very happy to take a look at it. Well, it's from a group. I got to pick the specific one that I wanted. But yeah, I'm not going to talk any more about it. You guys will just have to wait and see. But if that's something you guys want to see more of in the future, Patreon is linked down below. That's how that those knockoff videos are possible. And I'll see you on the next one. Take care.